Hi, this is Charlotte with PhotoshopLovers.com, and today we're going to be doing a blemish or acne, anti-acne tutorial where we're going to be getting rid of acne on the face. So here is the before picture, and this is the after picture. Before, after. And basically what we're going to be doing is we're going to be doing something very simple, and I'm going to be using, I know that there's probably a lot of tutorials out there where people get rid of acne, but these are my specific ways. I like to do things quick and dirty, so I believe that my way is a little bit more quicker than, say, doing frequency separation or all those other fancy tutorials. Now, if you haven't checked out my series, this is a new series. We're actually on the fourth tutorial. Last week we did teeth whitening. We learned how to whiten teeth. So this week we're going to learn how to remove blemishes off of the face, and we're going to continue this series moving forward. The next tutorial series, I think that we're going to be doing some liquefying and some spirifying. We're basically going to make body parts big and small. So yeah, so let's get into this tutorial. Now, if you don't have this resource, I will go ahead and link a copy of this picture in the description below, or you can use your own resources, no problem. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to duplicate the layer. And we're gonna just rename this. I should have named it in the beginning. I'm going to name this Antiblemish, and we'll just leave it like that. Now we're gonna create a layer, new adjustment layer, and we're going to choose Selective Color. We're gonna call this Anti-Red. I know some other people like to use the hue and saturation for this. This is a lot simpler. We're going to go straight to the reds, okay? And then you're just going to slide it until you feel comfortable where you're getting rid of the reds in the face. Just slide it as so, and your face should look a little bit like that. Actually, you want to make sure that you have relative selected. I accidentally had absolute selected, and this is looking pretty snazzy. And they're just going to X that out right there. As you can see, we've gotten rid of some red in the face. We are going to delete this layer later. This is just for eyeballing the pimples. So now we're going to select the anti-blemish layer, and we're going to select this spot healing brush tool. It's going to be set to content aware, and the size is going to be 20 pixels, hardness 100%, spacing 25%. You can change the angle of this, but we're not doing this in this video. Now, the left and the right bracket key you can use to make your brush bigger and smaller on the whim, on the fly, I guess. And this left and right bracket key is located next to the letter P and right below the minus and plus sign where your number sign is on the keyboard. So your left and your bracket key, try to locate that, because we're going to make our brush big and small when we're selecting these pimples. And you don't want to have the brush bigger than the pimple size, because then it's going to make your photo messy. So this is going to take a little bit, so if you want to go ahead and work on yours, or you can fast forward if you're just trying to watch a quick tutorial, you can fast forward through this part. I'm actually going to speed this part up to make this tutorial much faster. And you're just going to click on all the little blemish areas, like so. And just getting rid of everything. Now, I don't go into a specific order here. just clicking and selecting. And you can click and drag some areas to blend in the blemish areas. So I'm going to go ahead and get all these pimples. Select. Oops, I made a mistake. If you make a mistake, just press Ctrl Z. Get as many as you can. And we're about to go to the next step. Just almost done here. I don't know why this chick looks like Justin Bieber. It's just... Okay, that looks pretty decent. So now what we're going to do is we're going to create a new layer. Click this little folded paper thingy down here. Oh, that's right, you can't see because... Okay, this is a new layer to create a new layer. So we are going to take our mixer brush tool, and actually we're going to name this foundation. Now, I know that there's different names for different things on Photoshop. I don't think I've ever seen anybody use this tool on YouTube. I don't think anybody knows it's there. But I use it all the time for just certain things, especially for skin, like complicated, you know, skin that's like really messed up like this. So I just named this particular process foundation because it's almost as if like you're putting foundation on your skin. Now there is another picture that I wanted to show you. Where is it? I've been collecting blemish pictures. I'm sorry. This technique, it makes the skin look really rubbery, and this looks really photoshopped, and this is a really bad example of skin retouching. So if your photos look like this, you need desperate help, professional help. You don't want to submit this in a portfolio, and you definitely don't want to put this in a magazine. This looks horrid. So with that being said, we're now going to add our foundation. It looks nothing like that. It's not going to look anything like that. It's going to blend in with the skin. So the greatest thing about the mixer brush tool, let me clean the brush off here. You select the skin coloring and select a color that's like close to it, like that one would be good. And then you're going to take your brush and you're going to start, let me bump it up a little bit here. You're going to start just painting a foundation over the area, over the skin area. And it's going to give it a coverage over everything. And in the pink areas, because all this area is like a pinkish. So you can do whatever you do on this side in this area, you can do it on this side because it's mainly the same color. And also up here in the T-zone, you can paint that area the same color. You don't want to do too much on the forehead. Okay, so now we're going to get this color and we're going to blend on the sides here, because that one is a lighter color there. And all I did was just alternate those colors. I used this toggle key right here. You can toggle it back and forth. And just color in this shadowing here where it's yellowy. and just kind of blend the pink together with the other colors. Blending, we're blending. Okay, so the very darker parts there, we're going to use a darker color. This one is good. And we're going to blend this area down here in the shadow areas. It's right there. Blend those in so you can't see the color distillation. And the areas under the nose are the same color up here on the bridge, on the sides here, because there are shadows under the hair, so that's always a different color to make it look a little bit more natural. And just to color in the pink, because the whole cheeks, you don't want them like completely pink. And this area here, actually this is a lighter color. I'm going to select this color. That's good. I'm going to do the chin area and paint over that area. And also the bridge on the nose. And underneath the eyes. And just color over that area. Blend in more of the pink over here. You just want to blend in the skin together. Get a really good coverage. This is like a foundation on the skin. Now we have more steps to this, so it's not going to be pasty like this, don't worry. And we're going to need a darker color again, just to go over the edges here and the shadows, to give the shadows a more dimension. There we go. And the nose too. The lips. Bring the shadow back underneath the lip area and the eyes. And on the forehead. Just make your brush a little bit bigger and just paint over that area. So now we have a really, it looks almost as if she's wearing makeup, right? Look at the big difference there. So now we're going to take down the opacity to about 78. You can just, if you can't get your slider exactly, you just press 78. And now you can see the difference there. And we're going to select lighten. So it affects everything except the lighter colors, so you can bring your pores back. And as you can see, now you can take a eraser on a really, really, really low opacity and kind of erase some of the edges there on your foundation to kind of bring back some of the pores there. You know what I mean, Vern? So it's not looking really too fake. Like this area's got too much going on over here. And just delete some of that. In the corners here to bring back some of the skin tone. And that's looking really good. So if we turn off that layer, you can almost see how natural it looks. And you can turn down the anti-red a little bit. And how wonderful that looks. That looks spiffy. Amazeballs, right? So now you can go back to your anti-blemish and clean up anything that looks peculiar. And that's pretty much it. And you can also take this layer and you can do a filter and a sharpen, smart sharpen, and it kind of makes the image pop a little bit. Let me just show you what I mean, girl or boy. If you take the preview off, you can see it over here. We can go back to sharpen and we can bump up the amount a little bit, and then So that kind of brings the pores back in a little bit more, so you can see the detail. So that's pretty sweet. So now there's one last thing that we can do to make this picture really good looking. Notice how like she has like the white highlights here and the white highlights here under the eyes. Well, when we did the makeup, we took a little bit of that out. So we're going to bring a little bit of that back in. We're going to go to layer, new adjustment layer, and we're going to go to selective color. And we're going to call this whitey. And press OK. And then we're going to go to the whites. And we're going to bump up that just a little bit. And the black. And as you can see, the lights are there. So we're going to turn anti-blemish back on and turn this off so you can see the difference. Now, this is a little bit too bright on the forehead, so I'm going to take my eraser, bump up the opacity just a little bit on 30%, and I'm going to just delete it. Notice that in the light is only like in your T-zone area. It's not like all across your forehead. So just to give it like a natural lighting, as if we didn't put a whole bunch of fake foundation on her face. How awesome does that look? We're going to take the fill down just a little bit. Okay, that's looking pretty smashing. I think that it needs to be deleted off of her forehead a lot more. That's too much. Okay. Still too much. We don't need too much light on the forehead. Just a little bit to give it a little bit dimension. Okay, that's great. So now I'm going to show you guys another trick. Let's take this layer, select the anti-blemish layer, and go Control Shift Alt and E. Control Shift Alt and E needs to be pressed all at the same time. Bam! And you have a new woman here with all of the filters and adjustment layers and all the stuff you just did. And now, if you wanted to, you can delete all these layers that you don't need. Bam! So now you can see the difference in what you did. Now, the only thing that I would say is to can add some curves. Whoops, we're on wrong layer. Okay, image, adjustments, and curves. You can do some curves on here to give it a little bit more tonal effect, to make it look a little bit more realistic. So if you preview that makes it pop. It makes the photograph pop. So now you can see there's really no difference in the coloring. It's literally the same color, just the pimples are gone. Look at that, how perfect that is. If I were to take my thing and cut this in half, this is how you know you did a good job with skin retouch. I almost lost my train of thought there. You delete this part, and if your original pretty much matches the if there's like no drastic like color changing, you know you did a very good job with your retouching. Now I would say that my picture's a little on the yellow side, but that's okay. You can fix that really quickly by going to layer, new adjustment layer, and then going to color balance. Press OK, and then you can add a little bit of color back into the picture, just a little bit, and then press OK. And there you go. And then you can merge those two layers together to see whatever you did. Now it looks pretty good. Now you have a red tone to your picture. If you zoom out, that looks pretty amazeballs. I don't know. What do you guys think? Now, if you like my tutorials, please subscribe. like my photos. I'm sorry, like my videos. And if you would like me to do any special tutorials for you guys, let me know. Just comment below. Comment if you like my videos, if you have any suggestions for me, even if it's bad feedback, it's okay. I'm a big girl. Just leave it below and tell me what you think. And thank you so much for watching PhotoshopLovers.com and my channel.